Call me candid, they too wicked, far too crooked. That is the frequent comment I hear. Too one-sided, underhanded, can't be trusted. This is the opinion, ear to ear. For their own abuses, they keep making excuses. Housing crack up over, they unleash the lawyer, set up an inquiry just to get Kid Rowley. But they wouldn't sue the false paper screw. I don't need to come close to tell them go. Hurry, pack up your bundle now. Stop fooling the people. The country taking a beating. So me plea are repeating. Go. They like a natural disaster. 10 times worse than Ebola. Like a dog with fleas and tongue on their knees. And I'm begging, go now. And I did one week. From the side to the country, streets turn into rivers, then into seas. Is why I'm singing, go now. This is my humble petition. Another day for election, go now, please. Accidental, detrimental, could be lethal. Are you willing to take that chance? Much too seedy, they too greedy, eyes too beady. Honeymoon end before the romance. We expect corruption, but now without check or interruption. That you might stuff the pocket, but not racket by the pocket. From the constant comments, we get no recess. Before things fall apart and the riot starts. Even in chutney, I'll tell them go. Make it sooner than later. To protect the future, please. For the sake of we children and the next generation. Go. To safeguard our image. Before Griffith cause more damage. Like a dog with fleas and down on their knees. And I'm begging, go now. They try to stick me with the rich me. They have more trick than Houdini. Streams turn into rivers, then into seas. Is why I'm singing, go now. Please, Mrs. Kamla. Take Munila and Sharma, go now, please. Them and their minions, total villains, raking millions. Their slogan, we shall rise, it was so true. Tell John Public not to panic while them and they sidekick. Swimming in a pool of dollars so blue. Like meat-eating vulture, they neglect agriculture. Mega fans of phony, Mama Guy Caroni. Sweet man Glenn and Sharma came face to face with the karma. And it was awful, but through it to pull. Don't need a big mouth to tell them go. Watch her and see they just follow now. Before we regret tomorrow, please. You're setting a bad example. Family values they trample. Go. It's only vice they desire now. Before the 5 years expire. Like a dog with fleas and down on their knees. And I'm bleeding go now. Before we end in bankruptcy. Before they empty the treasury. Streams turn into rivers, then into seas. Is why I'm bleeding go now. Immediately. And don't forget your AG go now, please. Love to quarrel, always oral, highly immoral. They let the good doctor starve to death. Used to court him, once support him, no road to point for him. But once in power, they quickly forget. They love confrontation, so no mediation. make a fortune, filling up a lagoon. The environment is boost out its people too. Is why I want them go. With them old lies they peddling now. It's only PR they selling. They wouldn't tell me the whole truth. The man just wanted a root. Before they carve out a mountain, before the cost we start counting like a dog with fleas, a dog on the knees. And I make it go now. Let's get the contract. Who profit from the kickback? Streams turn into rivers, then into sea. Is why I'm singing. Tell Munila and Surush. It's best they seek refuge. Go now, please.
From the north, covering south, east, and west. This is Real FM.
Tell me candid, too wicked, far too crooked. That is
Igwe. What a go on youth?
Adi?
So we there yo.
We there yo.
To the listeners, we have to give you an apology for not starting on snap bang one. But anyway, we there. Igwe. Then people them say must big them up. Igwe, Independent Talk, Sunday 26th. Today 26th? Nah, 29th. No. 28th? Igwe, give me something now, man.
The 28th.
28th.
28th, yeah.
April 2024. Grenada is my constituency. Real FM is my parliament. I'm the people's spokesman alongside the Igwe. Igwe, that name take off.
Yeah.
Blessed and protected by the Ancient of Days. My purpose is to bring you the facts. And I want people to check me, fact check me. Don't just say, Master Carl, say, check it out for yourself. Facts as one side. What you do with the facts and Harvey is a matter entirely for you. Daisy, I'm here to advocate for the truth, justice, even when it does not affect me personally. Christine, justice delay is justice denied. Doreen, I'm here to advocate for those who cannot advocate for themselves, like the shut-ins, the marginalized and the vulnerable. Mrs. Christopher, I'm here to make those who are hurting by the actions of this NDC government, to give them hope with information and facts. And Paul, weep not for joy cometh in the morning. Chimney Hill and your mother. Real FM, real media. New media. Where shame is absent, anything could happen. Like shamelessly looking after their friends, family, and associates. Wilma. So, Igor, we have a nice little discussion this evening, I hope. I hope people will participate and make it interactive. But as we usually do, what's your topic for today, Igwe?
Lies.
Damn lies and statistics.
Yes, sir.
Because the Minister of Finance is giving some statistics, but we could attribute it to lies. Mm-hmm. Damn lies and statistics is one and the same. As usual, we go do the piece, Igwe. Corruption rose in the jungle. Rah! The truth is, the Keith Mitchell-led government was called out a few times for corruption, stretching over 23 years. But is there any comparison that in such a short period of 19 months, there have been consistent loud noise of corruption surrounding the Deacon Mitchell administration. Rightly so, I'm not one to cast aspersions because that's how receipts for what I say. However, as a citizen of this Little Rock, I believe it is my constitutional duty to hold the powers that be accountable for the quality of stewardship they dispense. These matters are still current and fresh in our minds, that cabinet officials are deeply involved in the Citizen by Investment program. They changed it to some other name now, which I don't really care about. And the gatekeepers, they would never be able to rationally make decisions that would directly disenfranchise their businesses. What better scenario to entrench systematic corruption? A group comprising party loyalists was created to steer the WASH program in the Honorable Prime Minister's constituency. No bidding or adherence to the procurement regime. In fact, receipts, $500,000 was paid into an account in a certain bank even before the company was duly registered. Receipts. Even with the best intention, how could a Prime Minister, branded as the brightest, could conceive such a dark idea without pondering on the impact it can have on the corruption index? If that is not enough, let's bring our mind to the first order of business. When Deacon sat in power, he immediately added $2,000 to the minister's salaries based on his explanation. The move could only be characterized as an anti-corruption allowance. According to the Prime Minister's reasoning, a poor minister plus low salary equal to corrupt, beggy, hungry mouth. As if that was not enough, he added $5,000 to their pay in the continued fight against the likelihood that his ministers would push their hands in the mud. Obviously, we the people know far better. To continue quenching the thirst for more money among his cabinet, large loans was disbursed to a few ministers, ultra virus, to the regulations and policies of the Development Bank, an institution created to assist the working class and entrepreneurs who would find it difficult to access finance from the mainstream lending agencies. In any language, that is called corruption. When I thought that it was all, up come the situation with the 22 million approved in Parliament and requested by the government side for a year-long fete in commemoration of Grenada's 50th independence. Every Grenadian suspected that some yellow belly's pocket would overflow, but never so blatant and obscene. The volunteerism that existed through the years quickly vanished, replaced with big money being paid to a few. Imagine what used to be a position held on a celebration committee just in the name of patriotism is now a $9,000 and $10,000 per month remuneration, while ordinary persons in the constituencies were threatened if they did not come out and work for free. Like mules, then don't look for no government work. Convenient companies crawled out of the holes to receive lucrative contracts for lighting, decoration, and God knows what else. I predict that would turn out to be the largest corruption scandal in the history of Grenada. Just be patient. It's all coming out. Deacon has made a conscious effort to design his own history of corruption and corrupt practices. So far, he has written quite a few pages, and by my estimation, based on precedent, will turn out to be a full library. He probably can name it The Art of Institutionalized Corruption. It would easily be a bestseller that can add to his already millions. Grab a comfy seat and a large popcorn. There is certainly more to come. Stay tuned. So, Igwe, we're just giving a synopsis of these guys and them 2 years and the level of corruption that exists here on this little rock, Igwe. And like we say, everything we say, we just have receipts for it. So, somebody give me talk. Yeah, bro. Today the 28th day. Thank you very kindly. I passed you yesterday having some adult beverage. Yeah, so, Igwe, we have to present the facts to the people. But before we do so, there's 2 words I must define to the listeners. 1, beneficial ownership. Igwe, because what's going on, we go get to beneficial ownership. Beneficial ownership is a person who enjoys the benefit of ownership, though the property title might be in another person's name, like them decoration companies and them. Beneficial ownership is distinguished from legal ownership, though in most cases the legal or beneficial owners are one and the same. Well, we must speak to nepotism, because we have to give the people the real deal. And nepotism is a practice among those with power or influence or favoring relatives, friends, the WASH program, or associate, especially by giving them a job. So I want people to bear that in mind. Nepotism is when you're dealing with your friends and your family and your colleagues alone. Beneficial owner, if the company don't must be in your name per se, but you stand to benefit from anything the company make. Now, Igwe, if you check your thing, there's a clip with the Honorable Deacon Mitchell. I want you to start the ball rolling with for me. Check your device and cause it to be lined up, followed by my representative Dennis. And as we go, I'll go tell you what else to do, Igwe. Because we must present receipts to the Grenadian public. You get it, Igwe? What happened to your device? No, man. Okay. Yeah, yes, Igwe. So, let me nice you up with it, Igwe.
You're holding out, man.
No, man, I don't hold it now.
So send along.
No, but the receipts are so plenty, sometimes you have to sift through the receipts to get the real one on any given day, you know, them guys, and there are so much receipts lined up. There are so much receipts. Because I want to draw the whole parallel with that. And a few things have been happening lately. And just to tell people, we always been saying lack of experience, plenty arrogance, and lack of institutional knowledge is being played. So let me hear that one.
But getting back to the main point, we need to run our country based on merit, based on hard work, based on the desire and the willingness to overcome and to find solutions to the challenges that face us. We will not move forward or prosper as a people if the sole basis for job selection, for promotion, for the award of contracts is party loyalty or personal loyalty. If we continue with this approach, we will be doing ourselves and the several generations of Grenadians to come a huge disfavor. And so under my leadership, I intend to break that vicious cycle of nepotism.
Yes, but the Prime Minister say you want to break this vicious cycle of nepotism. But all we've seen is nepotism being amplified, you know, Igwe. So, Mr. Prime Minister, when you're giving all your friends, your relatives, or your friends' relatives and their associates, all the perks, how come you're speaking about break that cycle? You amplify nepotism, even bring it in the realm of corruption. Igwe. Now, Mr. Cornwall spoke of something. I want you to line it up for me, please. You have it, Igwe?
Mr. Cornwall?
Yeah, Mr. Cornwall.
Number of last year, we came to the House with a supplementary estimate to the amount of $7.5 million for the carnival activities. We said that this was needed to provide for activities that would have actually been needed prior to the independence itself. And again, in this honorable House, Mr. Speaker, we did pass a budget that included the sum of $15 million for the independence celebration. If I should add both of them together, I think it works out to be about $22.5 million.
I want you to play that again for
people to hear you.
November of last year, we came to the House
sink in.
with a supplementary estimate to the amount of $7.5 million for the carnival activities. We said that this was needed to provide for activities that would have actually been needed prior to the independence itself. And again, in this honorable House, Mr. Speaker, we did pass a budget that included the sum of $15 million for the independence celebration. If I should add both of them together, I think it works out to be about $22.5 million.
Play that one more time, Igwe. Because I want to be fair in my
November of last year, we came to the House with a supplementary estimate to the amount of $7.5 million for the carnival activities. We said that this was needed to provide for activities that would have actually been needed prior to the independence itself. And again, in this honorable House, Mr. Speaker, we did pass a budget that included the sum of $15 million for the independence celebration. If I should add both of them together, I think it works out to be about $22.5 million.
Play it last time. Because you see, I want people to.
November of last year, we came to the House with a supplementary estimate to the amount of $7.5 million for the carnival activities. We said that this was needed to provide for activities that would have actually been needed prior to the independence itself. And again, in this honorable House, Mr. Speaker, we did pass a budget that included the sum of $15 million for the independence celebration. If I should add both of them together, I think it works out to be about $22.5 million.
So here we have the Chancellor of the Exchequer, the Minister of Finance, because we're following the Westminster style of governance, and the one of the Igwe, they call the Finance Minister the Chancellor of the Exchequer. So the Chancellor of the Exchequer, because I want to be fair in my dates and them, I don't want to draw bad card and give people wrong dates. The Chancellor of the Exchequer, on the 26th day of March 2024, in the House of Parliament said that if he is correct, the amount of monies is $22.5 million. So we took him at his word. But then we realized in answering some questions, he speaks different. So I want to make a case here now. So when you say you make everybody permanent, play that for me, because I want to show you have a tendency not to speak the truth. And I'm using his words to say that. And don't play that.
In every village.
Stop it. And whilst you at it, I want you to line up where you say when he came into politics and I would fix you in 3 months. And I want you to line up where you're asking where we will get the money. Because I'm making a case. I'm just trying to, his antecedents I want to deal with. I want people to understand the kind of person when he say things, wait on me, Igwe. I'm making a case because I told him how to come Sunday. I give him full disclosure. And I have to say something, what he go understand. My father's own son, Igwe, the savior of men, once wandered on this earth as the poorest of them. But now he is pleading for sinners like me on high, and he will give me a robe, a home, and a crown when he returns. I want them to understand that. So now, let me deal with the antecedents of the man, because they say, by their fruits you shall know them. So when he came on the 28th day of March, I tell you, that's our receipts, you know. The 26th day of March, he took out $22.5 million. Yeah? The 25th the 25th day of April, he presented some answers to the House. And a 7.5 million missing. I don't know if somebody moved with it or if he fall through the crack. But I will deal with the antecedents of the man and not by my words. So I don't bad mouth in him equally. The first thing he told the Grenadian public, what was a lie, what contract cock. So play that let people hear. And to be fair to him.
An NDC government will put an end to contract workers in the public service as soon as it takes office. There is no need for a parallel public service in Grenada. All workers will be given permanent status.
And the Attorney General say the IMF want all you. If I'll do that, I'll go have irreparable damage. So that was a lie. Play the next one where you're talking about when you come in politics and roads and monk shows and them.
And I've heard people talking out there, oh, the parliamentarians in St. Patrick, East and West have done nothing. Now, I don't know where they expect the government to get the money for to fix a road in 3 months' time.
This one.
In every village I visited during the House Ropes campaign in my constituency, there was a common cry for roads that were abandoned because those roads started by a former NDC government. In the first 6 months of this NDC government in office, my government will complete all those
I want people to hear. I want people to hear the promise. I want people to hear the promise. Because the guy does say a lot of things. I don't know if only nice he does be saying them. And after, things does change. So let me hear.
In every village I visited during the House Ropes campaign in my constituency, there was a common cry for roads that were abandoned because those roads started by a former NDC government. In the first 6 months of this NDC government in office, my government will complete
Stop
all
it.
those
In the first 6 months, we 19 months in, and nothing no happen. Now, the people say what you tell them in 6 months, but here how you answer the people. You asking them where they get the money. So get Lennox Andrews with plenty of money for me, please.
Oh, the parliamentarians in St. Patrick, East and West have done nothing. Now, I don't know where they expect the government to get the money for to fix a road in 3 months' time.
Play that again.
So don't worry.
And I've heard people talking out there, oh, the parliamentarians in St. Patrick, East and West have done nothing.
Surplus.
Now, I don't know where they
Lennox
expect
Andrews.
the government to get the money for to fix a road in 3 months' time.
See, 3 months time, you know, you
So play that again while you're looking for the next one.
I get it tidy.
You play it.
In fact, Mr. Speaker, I would even go further. From a pure economic point of view and a pure economic analysis point of view to indicate the performance of government. If I had my way, I will introduce a new performance indicator in addition to what is there in the bill. And that one is referred to as the current account balance. And the current account balance is the difference between your current revenues and your current expenditure. And your current revenues are your tax revenues and your non-tax revenues. Yeah? And I've already explained what is your current expenditure. When you subtract your current revenues from the current expenditure, you obtain your current account balance. Mr. Speaker, that current account balance, from our numbers I would have recollected, has always been positive, and it as high as 5% of gross domestic product, which means that we have millions of dollars, which means that the government...
So, Mr. Cornwall, Mr. Andrew say you have millions of dollars. So play back what you say in 3 months you don't do nothing. Because I'm building a case, you know.
And I've heard people talking out there, oh, the parliamentarians in St. Patrick, East and West have done nothing. Now, I don't know where they expect the government to get the money for to fix a road in 3 months' time.
So, Mr. Cornwall, one of all don't speak in the truth. Or both of all you must be lying. It seems like all are not in the same government. And whilst we at it, the people want to know if he's a beneficial owner or the CBI still. They want to know. But Igwe, these two gentlemen I just play, they've been in the government circles in the finance department a very long time. They are carry finance people. So one say you have a lot of millions, the next one asks we go and go get the money. They are matter for all. The people go be the judge of that one. So Mr. Cornwall have a habit of saying things, and when you check it out, it don't add enough. He talk out no parallel public service, lie.
Lie.
He talk out in 6 months they go do roads, lie. So now, let me scrutinize what he say. Because on the 26th of March, you have to play that clip with him again when you talk about the 22 million again. Because I want to be fair. I don't want to say nothing what he don't say.
December of last year, we came to the House with a supplementary estimate to the amount of $7.5 million.
We came to the House.
For the carnival activities. We said that this was needed to provide for activities that would have actually been needed prior to the independence itself. And again, in this honorable House, Mr. Speaker, we did pass a budget that included the sum of $15 million for the independence celebration. If I should add both of them together, I think it works out to be about $22.5 million.
I stop with it. Because the people want to be clear and they want to be fair to you, Mr. Cornwall. You talk about 15 million and 7 million and carnival. Was it for carnival or independence? Because you're talking independence on one side of the mouth and carnival on the next side. To be fair to you, you should answer that to the people. You could go on the Sunday program what I just go on and answer it. You don't must come on mainstream media.
Real media.
You don't must answer to real media. But how come you don't message in today? So in they ask you questions, you try to duck, bob and weave, but finally you come up with some answers. And let me read. I ain't bright, but let me try to unfold what you say. The allocation for independence celebration as started last year in the budget speech was $15 million. And we heard him speak out of $15 million there. Then he said the celebration began with a launch on the 31st of October. The 31st? And the man said, come on the 31st. 31st of October 2023. And will continue throughout 2024. The allocation for 2023 was 7.5. So, 2023, 7.5. The allocation for independence celebration, as stated in the last year's budget, was $15 million. So, 2023, 7.5. The budget, 15. And if he maths correct, that's 22.5 million. But the kind of allocation you're getting there is something though, right? You're talking about the allocation of 2023, 7.5 million and the allocation of 2024. When you see the budget allocated for 15 something though, right?
You do add in.
You should read over when you write, Dennis, because that thing put you in a precarious position here. It render you somebody the truth about that not in. Anyways, we know you doesn't speak the truth because you just say things more open one. Because if you could have say you go make everybody permanent when you work in finance a lot of years and you know the economy cannot handle that. But that easy thing for you to do now to try to hoodwink the Grenadian public. But when we got down into the meat of the matter, some of the procurement issues. Spice Isle fireworks. 20,300. Because we go in painstakingly close because people don't understand what's going on here.
Take your time.
Because we making the case here now. Metal Masters. I write it down in name on them because you have some questions I want to ask. $503,075. I guess it's easy. Can be other thing. Because it doesn't trade in US. Looking again because we want to be fair with them. Luma Lightning Decor. Luma Lighting Decor. 290,750. But the 500,000 what chatters on the street say for the decoration, you don't talk about it. Or you go right, you answer it in the next question. For decoration, The $500,000. You do talk about it. Why? Igwe. The $500,000. Wow. But we're going back on the nepotism and corruption now, Igwe. So, those companies mention and those what you don't mention. But the people know who get $500,000 for decoration.
You know?
The people know who.
Okay.
The question is, how long was these companies registered? That's the first question. The next one, what relationship do the owners of this company have with members of the cabinet of Grenada? Because we going at nepotism, friends, colleagues and family. Eh? They will heading with that. So we're going for the points to prove. Igwe. The next question is anyone who sits in cabinet meetings is a beneficial owner to any of those companies? Because the Prime Minister talk about nepotism and he go end it. But we're trying to show him why you're amplifying nepotism. Was a sum of $500,000 paid to any decoration firm? Dennis might know. And that firm is any beneficial owner of that firm sits in cabinet meetings. Is there any person who sits in cabinet meeting a beneficial owner of any decoration company that receive monies for the independence celebration? No. When I read my piece, I talk about corruption. And I don't just make those things and idle ego. So that is why I talk about lies. Because they lie about making people come think. Damn lies, they ask we go home and go get the money. And one saying they have million surplus. And statistics, one giving the statistic about 7.5, 15. If I check it right, 22, then you only accounting for 15. You have the people, you have the place so confused because we cannot get it in the news. They say the chancellor's the exchequer missing some screws.
Lyrics, man.
So not lyrics. That's what the people say. The 3 a.m. calls, and people, you could tell people they could chime in now, you know. Although we have some more things to unpack. So we want to know those companies. You want to get 20,000. You want to get 503,000. You want to get 290,000. You want to get 500,000. We want to know how long was these companies registered. And whilst you're at it, the people want to know what relationship the owners of these companies have with the cabinet of Grenada. Because the Prime Minister said them job in cabinet. We want to know again if anyone sits in the cabinet is a beneficial owner to any of these companies. Then we're asking if anyone sits in the cabinet of Grenada has any company or a beneficial owner of any company that receive funds from the $22.5 million. Because if any of those questions is yes, nepotism 8.0, well up into the alley of corruption. So, they used to talk about NNP corrupt, they used to say NNP corrupt. 23 years NNP was there. You don't make 2 years now, you outdo every government in this country as relates to corruption. And the Prime Minister, when he give you the same set of money, says to guard against corruption. But all we see is corruption and corrupt practices. Yeah, here he brought up here.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes. Hello.
Good afternoon, fellas.
Yeah, man. You on?
What are you doing? Yeah, man. Good program. Carl, good
We
evening
just
to you,
bringing
man.
the facts to the people.
Carl, you have to bring the facts. But Carl,
Yeah.
you know, say my Prime Minister is a thief. I know he's a thief, but he's to feed us. But the thieving now to give nobody nothing. That one, you have a man of the man of the house come up here. Why he can't say no? I wonder what he knows what is lying now.
You want to?
Because Cornwall is speaking the truth to us. Yeah? As finance minister, he does speaking the truth. He lying for us.
I don't know why he doing that. I don't know if it is nice. Because I always say...
You know they said it was nice.
Because I always say intoxication leads to hallucination.
That's
which
correct.
just cause
That's
people to take wrong direction.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So some of them say, man, walk. Your Prime Minister is a thief. I say, but he's to feed us. He's to take care of us. But none of them taking care of us now. Are they only flying and playing up in the air? They can't care about. Do you think they can't care about all in Guyana? Huh? What's more? Look what much you spend 22 million. He can add up. That money can add up. That, yeah. So you see, the man was lying long. That's why their intention was not to answer Dr. Mitchell when he asked them in connection of the money they're spending when they were doing all that sort of things. They couldn't answer him, and we've seen it today. But don't worry, I'll just say one day for Magawood. And I tell Dr. Mitchell already, I say when God bless us to get back in power, we jailing these men. These men take all this money and them just doing shopping and comes and we don't live in them and soil. We don't live in them so brother. I'll deal with them. I call a thief. Have a good day, gentlemen.
So the question begs again. Was there a bidding process for these projects? If so, when?
Where?
If so, who was the other persons who bid? Because I talk about transparency, good governance. Was there a bidding process for this project? And if yes, when it was? And if yes, who was the person bidding? Let's take the call.
Good afternoon.
Carl,
Hey.
man, this man and them doesn't shame when all playing this clip and them and they hear this clip and them all playing this. I wonder if this man and them have a conscience. This man and them have a conscience, this man and them have a heart. Man, I see how these poor people in this place. I set up poor people, children dropping out of school 17, 16 years. Money from them and go and you take all this money, 22.5 and even more, and go and spend on a stupid thing named Independence thing to a 50th anniversary. But you're telling me, these people don't have a conscience at all? These people and them has no conscience. They say they have a heart. Their heart is a symbol. This Prime Minister is the most lying man I could ever in the history of the whole thing. They used to say about Dr. Mitchell. Dr. Mitchell is the best thing that passed in Grenada. Dr. Mitchell is the best thing that passed in Grenada. This man and them could put a foot in Dr. Mitchell's shoes. Tell them joke they're making.
Well, they used to say NNP corrupt.
Yes,
but now they had a blueprint. They're teaching people how to be corrupted.
They much more corrupted than Dr. Mitchell. Dr. Mitchell look corrupted. Dr. Mitchell help and love poor people, but them don't love nobody. I see our children dropping out of school, fighting to help children. They don't make it because of the type of money they can't make it. Their parents can't make it. And you telling me these people are them like people? By this government is the worst. I don't know where they get these people are them. According to Mr. Perry, this vulture and them, where they get them? I don't know where they get them. All right, sir. Take care. I'm listening.
All right, caller. You go take a small break and return.
From the north, covering south, east, and west. This is Real FM.
Tell me candid, they too wicked, far too crooked. That is the frequent comment I hear. Too one-sided, underhanded, can't be trusted. This is the opinion, ear to ear. For their own abuses, they keep making excuses. Housing crack up over, they unleash their lawyer. Set up an inquiry just to get Kid Rowley. But they wouldn't sue the false paper screw. I don't need more close to tell them go. Hurry, pack up your bundle now. Stop fooling the people. The country taking a beating. So me plea are repeating. Go. They're like a natural disaster. Now. 10 times worse than Ebola. Like a dog with fleas and tongue on their knees. And I'm begging. Now we enacted one week. From the side to the country, streets turn into rivers, then into seas. Is why I'm singing. Now this is my humble petition. Announce the date for election. Go now, please. Accidental, detrimental, could be lethal. Are you willing to take that chance? Much too seedy, they too greedy, eyes too beady. Honeymoon end before the romance. We expect corruption, but now without check or interruption. That a few might stuff the pocket, but not racket by the pocket. From the constant comments, we get no recess. Before things fall apart and the riot starts. Even in chutney, I'll tell them go. Make it sooner than later. To protect the future, please. For the sake of we children and the next generation. Go. To safeguard our image. Before it cause more damage. Like a dog with fleas and tongue on the knees. And I'm begging. Go now. They try to stick me with rich me. Go now. They have more trick than Houdini. Streams turn into rivers, then into seas. Is why I'm singing. Go now. Please, Mrs. Kamla. Go now. Take Munila and Sharma. Go now. Please. Them minions, total villains, raking millions. Their slogan, we shall rise, it was so true. Tell John Public not to panic while them and they sidekick. Swimming in a pool of dollars so blue. Like meat-eating vulture, they neglect agriculture. Mega fans of phony, Mama Guy Caroni. Sweet man Glenn and Sharma came face to face with the karma. And it was awful, but through it to pull. Don't need a big mouth to tell them go. Watch her and see they just follow now. Before we regret tomorrow, please. You're setting a bad example. Family values they trample. Go. It's only vice they desire now. Before the 5 years expire. Like a dog with fleas and tongue on the knees. to quarrel, always oral, highly immoral. They let the good doctor starve to death. Used to court him, once support him, no road to point for him. But once in power, they quickly forget. They love confrontation, so no mediation. The case by the Privy Council, but the warriors is settled. You see, you could make a fortune, filling up a lagoon. The environment is boost out its people too. Is why I want them go. With them old lies they peddling now. It's only PR they selling. They wouldn't tell me the whole truth. The man just wanted a root. Before they carve out a mountain, before the cost we start counting like a dog with fleas, a dog on their knees. And I'm begging, go now. Always get the contract. Who profit from the kickback? Streams turn into rivers, then into seas. Is why I'm singing, go now. Tell Munila and Suruch. It's best they seek refuge, go now. Please.
From the north, covering south, east, and west. This is Real FM.
You tell me candid, they too wicked, far too crooked. That is the frequent comment I hear. One-sided, underhanded, can't be trusted. This is the opinion, ear to ear. For their own abuses, they keep making excuses. Housing crack up over. They unleash the lawyer, set up an inquiry just to get Kid Rowley. But they wouldn't sue the false paper screw. I don't need to talk close to tell them go. Hurry, pack up your bundle now. Stop fooling the people. The country taking a beating. So maybe I'm repeating. Go. They're like a natural disaster. 10 times worse than Ebola. Like a dog with fleas and tongue on their knees. And I'm begging, go now. And I did warn we. Prophesy to the country. Streams turn into rivers, then into seas. Is why I'm singing. Now this is my humble petition.
I need a date for election.
Igwe.
What's up going on, youth?
Everything good. Balance the Chancellor, the Exchequer.
Yeah, man. So, all the time they used to talk about NNP and corruption. Them men decide to just come and...
I can tell my partner, NNP don't do nothing with corruption.
Right now, the place open like book.
NNP
I can't tell me, boy, shook.
The man is the real thing.
Yes, Igwe, so we go speak a little bit on, because I tell you, 90% of the things we say here is what the people ask us to speak of Igwe. Now, I spoke here many times about security of tenure. That means they give in the commissioner, like the present commissioner, he has 1 year contract. And the rest, the king's son, mash up phone by the past year, the contract coming to renew. But they don't do nothing, so they may or may not get a contract. But I only bring in that point to prove when I say inexperience, arrogance, and lack of institutional knowledge. Every move this government is making legislatively, you get that call? About the police is questionable. First, the amnesty. The commissioner already had the powers to grant amnesty. But they say the minister may because the minister want to grandstand. So in recent days, Igwe, because the project manager promised the people about upgrade. You heard about the upgrade? Once you're 5 years, you could apply for upgrade. But then again, Igwe, the commissioner of police is the licensing authority. So he, or somebody designated by him, should set up the policy of how persons achieve an upgrade. And the accountant general is only to collect monies for the upgrade on behalf of the licensing authority. Let's take the call.
Good afternoon.
Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening, gentlemen.
And the evening and the morning was one day.
Yes, the evening and morning
was one day, and he saw it was good.
And God said it was good. So he divided the 24 hours into 12 hours. Gentlemen.
But before you go, he did that with words. He spoke it into existence.
I thought it was by the stroke of a pen.
No, by words.
Gentlemen, I want to say this, sometimes we must have a little pity and a little mercy when we having discussion. The church has issues just like the government has issues. A lot of churches. I will talk about the churches next time, and I will talk about it maybe later on tomorrow or so. But this evening, there is an important factor. You see, when you don't have experience in running country and you think it is so easy when you're there outside and you could do this better and you could do the other better, you're making mawet. You're making mawet. Because when an advice is given by friends and family, and everybody comes to you as a friend and a family member, and you see the need to help them, you're putting them in places, and they get the privilege. So they run things. And the investigating authority cannot say anything because you have the final word. And you could correct that by the stroke of a pen. Just like they corrected the sale of the vehicle by the stroke of a pen. For a parliamentarian. It is just the same way that these ones has to correct a lot of things. Now, a few ministers, a few cabinet affiliates has gotten loan from Grenada Development Bank. And they are the proprietors of the bank, basically. And they give them loan, which they are not supposed to be involved in that, because this bank is to develop the poor echelon of our country. So when friends and family come, and you have to help them, give them money, you put them in position that they could collect a little 8,000, 9,000, 5,000 a month to help them. You and the people outside is not getting any help. They're talking about corrupt practices. This is what is escalating because of the own inexperience and the lack of know-how and creating new companies. The Builders Association or Contractors Association is a new company that has been formed by the government. So everything, all contract has to be awarded, has to be passing through this Contractors Association to verify who gets and who don't get. But I'm saying it. I am writing up a project here, and I am going to submit it to a gentleman that asked me to submit it to him. And I will see where it goes from here on. If I get it, if I don't. And I pray to God that nothing goes wrong before they award this contract, whether it's to me or they get this piece of work done or somebody else. Gentlemen, the biggest practices that occur in this country as attempt corruption is the most I have seen and the most I've heard about. When you talk about projects, big projects in this country that has started previously, it had to go on hold so I could review it. And when I review it, I want to award it to different associates and affiliates. That's why a number of people has become ambassadors. And when I hear the end of practicing nepotism, I say it was the beginning of nepotism. If they cannot spread, well, they're going to spread the bread around after this year, you know, because they want to get back. They want to get back, but they're going to still call us hungry mouth and beggy. But it's the same hungry mouth and beggy people they will have to come back to get back there into government, because the base cannot give them another victory. And these are the things that we ought to know. And Grenadians has to be wise. We feeling the pressure, all of us. The cost of fuel, the cost of basic food items, skyrocketing. These are issues that we has to know how to deal with. When you could get the gas price for lower, you take it. You take the opportunity and you move the cap. So fluctuation up or down, who is going to feel the pressure? The poor people. When the busmen come and they ask for a little 50 cents more on the bus fare, who feels the pressure? Is the passengers, the poor people who want to make a day work? And these are the circumstances that a lot of us in high places cannot see and doesn't know how to deal with it. And if you cannot put these simple practices into effect, then you don't deserve to form government. Practice home, private practice might be your best bet. Now, a number of ministers is coming out rich. $13,000, easy money. $14,000, easy money. And they has not paid the increase and the wage bill, the low income wage bill. He has not paid that yet. And you can ask private personnel to pay it. Gentlemen, have a nice day. I will talk to you all later on. Thank you very much.
Yes, Igwe.
So, Igwe. So, I was saying, the Accountant General only collects on behalf of, yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Master Carl. Good
Yeah,
afternoon,
man.
Igwe.
I see.
Master Carl and Igwe.
Uh-huh.
Two men walking down the road one day, and the two men have a mountain figures on the back. One has 50 million. Next one have 7.5 million. That was made known to the public, and immediately the rapture took place. You see the 50 million, but the 7.5 million disappeared. The rapture took place. Massacre, these governments have to give account. They have to give account of the money that disappeared. They know what they do with it. They have to give account of that. Because I remember the Prime Minister said, when you have ministers working hard and working for less than no money at all, they will be corrupt. Massacre, when someone in the DNA is corruption, any amount of money they get in will not stop the corruption. This corruption. This is exactly what's going on. Because the most corruptive people could find is the men who have big money, working for big money. And if you check what happened, Massacre, those who try to invade from paying tax, in men who with a lot of money. Massacre, I give example with the security contract that was working with the government before the last election. When this government won election, well, there's the leader contractor that was there continue to work, and what they did, they get rid of the contractors. Some of them, the workers are working with the contractors, and they give men contract. Basically, some of the men that they give contract, they had nobody to work. And they just tell them, you get a contract. They are going to find men to to work for them. And this is what the government doing, and they continue to do it. They're giving people big contract. Right? They don't have a company yet, but money is going to their account. And this, you see, when you call it, you call corruption to the highest level. So it's a difference between when someone saying you're corrupt, right, with no evidence, and when you see the evidence clearly, even the blind could see the corruption that this government is going ahead doing. And I want to say to the Greenland people, you have to speak out. They want to pass bills that will stop you from speaking. No laws could supersede your constitutional right. You have a right to speak about issue that's going on in the country. You have to speak. No one could stop you from it.
Let me tell you something. You is a man who does read the Bible. The prophet Elijah, the ancient of this time, go in the brook, and he sent the ravens to feed him. After a while, he tell him, go to the widow, and she go make you a meal. So you don't worry now, they go try that. Man plan. But Allah is the best planner. God is the best planner. So worry not.
God is the best planner. Don't worry that bad. Say not.
How long do you do that for?
That's it. Yeah, hold on.
They have an expiry date. They must call election.
The election must call. And you see, I want to say again, who campaign against the most of the downfall of the government is the government itself.
All right,
it's the government itself. All right, bye, later.
Igwe! Let me take it.
I just getting WhatsApp fire into. Hello?
Good afternoon.
Blessings.
Yeah, man.
Was not my intention because of it, because today is my birthday. I said, let me spend
hold on. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Brother Gabby. Happy birthday to you. What are you doing? Yeah, the floor is yours now.
Yes, but I can't hush. I can't stay quiet. I have to talk. Although I said let me listen to them, but I have to talk. I am saying, first of all, they're talking about the economy growing, and they still don't realize that the economy, the distribution of the growth is not island-wide. On a daily basis, people, the rural area is crying. Businessmen is crying. They don't realize that the GDP growth is not agriculture, is not the area of GDP growth. It is tourism and construction. And in which part is not the entire country is feeling the growth. This is inexperience. They don't understand that the growth is a certain section of the country. This is why we have these people crying in the country area. Shopkeepers calling me, they say, 2 bears they sell big Saturday. Sometimes they I eat a rum and 2 bears. They don't find out what's going on. Also, they have a host, not like you all, Master Khan, who listen to people's opinion. You and Mr. Pierre don't cost nobody for the opinion. You don't listen to them because your policy is to state where government is going on.
Yeah.
And to tell the people the truth. They have a host cursing people for their opinion, calling them all kind of names, and saying, calling on the diaspora and saying, I should only send money. I listen, I should on Facebook, I should only send money. I must help us win the election too. This fella is crazy. I work with him for 5 years.
You don't give him no forward on the radio station. That you know.
Don't call him. No forward.
I doesn't listen to him, so I don't know. Let me don't call him. We have more important things to address than this guy.
No forward.
And you have to go. He's mad. He don't want to hear people's opinion. He only wants to hear his people.
But I got with respect to you, with due respect to you, I don't want to talk about these people here. You have too much of things what this government not doing right. We could talk about instead of talking about these guys. Let it be desperate.
No fee.
Let we don't make people want to go and listen what they're saying. When you say that, somebody might want to go and hear what they're saying. So don't say that here. The question is there an advertisement out for a new commissioner of police? That's the thing we want to discuss. We want to discuss who running the force behind the scenes and don't report into the commissioner and reporting straight to the national security advisor. So when you have a fire, the commissioner to see it on Facebook. That's the things that we want to talk about. Not stupidness what people saying. We want to talk about real issues. Because if you have a fire and they don't report into the commissioner of police and you have to see it on Facebook like me and you, that is cause for concern. Instead of this utter nonsense with these other people. So, don't think. Yeah, man.
They charge me because I said I for government. They're attacking me and they want me. But we give them, me and Mr. Peck give them the areas of corruption. So we have facts to prove.
Yeah, we are
This
receipts.
is the most corrupt government in the history of Grenadian politics. So they cannot test us there. We have the facts. We have the facts. Okay?
All right, take care.
All right, thank you.
So, caller, the more time we spend worrying about these fellas and them is less time we have to spread the news. Let's take the call.
Hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hey!
What's up?
Me dear.
Okay, something just joking me and bothering me these couple of days.
Tell me.
I noticed we call the young ministers inside vouchers, but you know who are the biggest vouchers, Master Carl? Those old retirees, the old youth.
The old youth.
Because I saw the former, as you say, he's the former minister of sports, and a commercial with I think it's with
Give me youth there, Eagle.
What do they call it again? I think it's with oh God, the word just disappeared from me. Yes, the lottery. And this is alarming. You're already getting paid 5,000. You think these people couldn't give money? The young youth from SARS that just finished school. You think you couldn't give money a blind? Tell me, make it make sense. Or the young child that running in Boca Secondary School that doing so good. You feel they couldn't give this young children a blind sports and development? This old youth and them that they inside that want to come and just eat the one that they didn't get from 2008 to now. They want to come and still eat food and talk about youth.
Well, when he talk about the youth, he didn't mean young people. He mean their people. So because we seeing youth retirees in every structure.
46 of them, you know?
Yeah, he's saying every structure.
Just give the young people a chance to.
No, when he say youth, he mean the ambassador in Trinidad, those in Ottawa, all those on the CBI board, on the police force, the retirees and them up there, those in gravel and concrete, those in Lotto. That the youth you talking about?
Open up all your eyes, and just watch.
Yes.
They give them 4 and out of 5 and 5 out of 5 for the government doing good and they taking praise because they're doing good. Really?
Because you have
vouchers.
Because as he say, we see youth in every structure. So ambassadors, we see them.
Do better than that now, Mr. Simmons. I'm afraid to call you out. I will call you out and I have to call you out. Do better than that. Let the youth get a chance to. I don't have a lot of time. Many just finish school. Give many a chance now. You know, the young Sam in GDSS, give them a chance. They just apply to. According to him, the young fella that throwing javelin for Grenada. Give them a chance. The National Lottery Authority sponsor them children. Give them a chance to shine. All shine already. The time pass. Oh, the former Minister of Youth. Oh, who is the Minister of Youth now? Let it shine too. When you want to shine more than them, how they go shine?
You want to shine like a young jelly?
Master Carl, you have a blessed day because this thing just bothering me.
Alright, take care, man. So, Igwe, one of the persons who called me 3 o'clock this morning, they say, Master Carl, you know you have a advertisement out for the post of Commissioner of Police. I say, no. I say, what might that be? Then they say, because he have some people on the foot what going behind the commissioner back. That's what they say, I don't know.
So they're doing their own thing?
So they say, just like how you had a fire, and just like how we all say on the radio and we see it on Facebook. They say, just so the commissioner sees it, because he don't know. I want him, but he don't listening, man. He like the fella in MC, yeah, Yassar. Yeah. So, you let me take it.
Hello?
Good afternoon, and good afternoon to the future Minister of Agriculture. How are you, my dear?
She don't easy, you know.
Wago.
Every time she calls, she cracks me up.
Yes. You see, call those things that not as though they are. So I'm speaking it into being.
Yeah, just as how
he's the next. He is the next Minister of Agriculture.
Just how the ancient of this speak it into life. There's power in it, in the tongue.
Yes, power. You see, life and death are in the power of the tongue.
Yes.
So I'm speaking it.
Yes. So what's your contribution today? Yeah.
I want to address my Spice Isle brothers and sisters, especially those who support NMP. Why I'm saying that, we see what is going on, but what are they doing right now? Are they mobilizing themselves? Are they getting registered if there would be a quick election? Are they going to the neighbors and to the community, people in the community, and you know, make them aware of what is going on and help them to register, things like that? We cannot be, you know, stagnant and just there. We have to do something. So I am speaking to them to get up and go forth. Go to the communities, go to the places, you know, people that may not be aware of what is going on.
Go to the highways and byways.
Just tell them what is highways and byways, if you want to put it that way. Tell them what is going on. Preach to them what is going on and get them registered. You know, encourage them to go register. So in case these people try to have a quick election, they're already ready.
Which they planning to
be
do.
Prepared.
They're planning to call it SNAP.
SNAP. Right. So let this court motto be prepared. So anything happen, we are already prepared. We we aim for the fight. We aim for it. This is my contribution today. Have a nice day.
You will like I got to apply for the work of the commissioner?
Yeah. You'll get you.
What if application open? I might just apply.
You might get you.
Yeah, you go. So this whole license upgrade thing, let the Prime Minister know. But then again, if they go in any commissioner back and if they have advertisement out to advertise for the post of commissioner, or the commissioner like they don't believe in him anymore. Igwe. Now, last Friday, we had this discussion, and bail, as it relates to what Mr. Telesford was speaking of, a long time, Nimrod don't call us, but bail, that's what Mr. Let me take the call. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Master Carl.
Hey, you are go?
I
don't see you there passing tongue.
I don't well, man. I don't know well at all.
I just feel better, man.
Yeah, well, it take a long time because you don't have what I need in Grenada for me to get well.
All right.
You don't have. I say, well, I just want to say good afternoon to the Grenadian people, home and abroad, to Mr. Alvin Martin, wherever you is, sir. Good afternoon. Take a bow.
But they say he met in some accident, and I don't know if it's true.
Well, we just chat like every other day.
So you go know?
So I'm going to know.
All right.
What I'm saying is now, Mr. Carl, it's not everybody in Grenada, Caribbean, Fiji, Martin was like Mr. Martin. But Mr. Martin was doing a wonderful job. He was doing a wonderful job in the police post. So, you see that one you're talking about it? I don't sorry for them at all. I don't sorry for them. Because when we have good things, we don't want it. It's good. They mustn't get nobody. Nobody mustn't apply.
Well, they ask for Deacon Mosley, so they get it.
They must take what they get. Because we as a people is so ungrateful. Mr. Martin did a good job. And they make so much of mischief. So much of mischief on him during the campaigning time because they make all their wickedness telling themselves when NDC came in power, they go get rid of Mr. Martin and they go give them commissioner post. They take what they get. And they just that. You know, I never vote for NDC. And I ain't like these people. But I like what they can do to them. I like what he doing to them. That's one thing about him, I like what he's doing to them. They're too bad mind. And I have no apology to nobody. I don't owe nobody no apology. I don't want nobody to sorry for me. I'm going through my challenges, and if I want it, I call the radio every day. All radio station. And if I want it, I'm going to call and ask for help. I don't want the help. Let me dead. Let God, when God ready, they take me. Because Grenadians are not nice people. Grenadians take their mouth. And they say, Dr. Michelin do nothing for Grenada. And that is one thing I will always think about. That is hurt. Because where I live in was a track. And I'm tired right now with buses and cars all over in the night, all over in the morning. And I know in that village, everybody gets a block. Everybody gets some sand. Everybody gets a bag of cement. And the safe NNP people, they're gone with them. The lady calling and said to people go out and ask them to vote. Nobody's allowed to tell them to go and register. Grenadians know what they're supposed to do. Because they're balling, you know what tin of milk I buy night before? I get a little boy $15, $16, $17 to go and buy a tin of milk. And he come back and tell Dutch lady the big thing. So at least I pay $10, $15, $18 for the big tin of Dutch lady. I call my son the same time in America and I say, boy, try and send on a little barrel to stuff for me. Because we suffer in here. There is no price control in Grenada, Caribbean, Fiji, Martinique. A case of monster by Robert, and that's Halifax today, is $165. $165. a small business like me, what profit I go make? What is the profit I go make? I won't even make a dollar. Yeah? 165. The coke pack, the coke shop just sell it for 140. And if you miss the coke truck, you have to go buy rubber because that's what the customers want. You have to have the thing the customers need want. Otherwise, crap will smoke your pipe. And next thing again, and I will speak out if they want to get rid of me and the terminal they could do it, I don't have a problem. When you're renting a house from somebody, any landlord, you suppose you're paying a rent, you're renting. You get your bathroom, you're supposed to be paying for your bathroom and your water and everything. You know, Mr. Carl, for years, every time you have to go and use the bathroom, you have to pay $1. You have to pay $1. So if you pay 10 times a day, $10 they're making, and you're paying a rent. That is wrong. No way. If I renting my downstairs for somebody, then the bathroom included in the rent. So that should tell you how wicked they are in this country. Every time you have to go and use the bathroom, you have to pay $1. And then you have to give them the $1,000 and $800 a month. You have to pay for water, you have to pay for the garbage. You have to pay for the boot. The boot is one thing. So the advantage they're taking on poor people, that is thing to stress poor people is following book on there. You understand? The wicked, those in authority, and those that hold position in this country, when all you see them after certain years going through certain things, is because of the wickedness. They will not tell the boss that is wrong. You can't do that to poor people. They forget where they really come from. I have no sympathy for nobody. Can nobody do it for me? Nobody do it for the other people that suffering. People suffering. I just and I don't want to hear them. I just turn off my television, when I just start to play the voice for people to hear. I don't want to see them, I don't want to hear them. Right now I'm looking to go in some neighborhood country, St. Vincent, Trinidad, Barbados, somewhere to go and live. Because it don't make sense. I'm born in Grenada and I'm going through all of that, and you have Russians, you have Jamaicans, although you have Grenadians all over the world. But these people is faring better than we. All these Russians they have here, they have big jobs, they have land, they do not kind of thing for these people, and the Prime Minister and the ministers is not, they don't even come down the ground to meet people to ask, well, how are you doing? Dr. Mitchell used to pass through the market and speak to the vendors face to face. During your time, he used to pass through the terminal and ask us how business, how things going on. He could hear the cry of me and others. Nothing so. But you have some so-called teachers that say they were kindergarten teachers, that they are on other radio stations boasting, and other Grenadians that boasting things good. Because they are the children and the family giving them money and paying their bills. People can't pay the bills. People can't buy nothing. Not me alone, but some of the other people shame. They're ashamed to speak. The bossmen shame. They're afraid to speak. Don't bother with them when you say they make 2 and 3 trips. They make 2 and 3 trips. They have to buy tire and they have to buy bricks and they have to buy other things for the boss. But they just shame. And let me end this supporters. All this shame. And I don't strike for you. I don't want nobody to strike for me in Grenada. I don't have to put already. I don't care. I speak it when things is wrong, is wrong. You see what's going on in the Catholic Church with the bishop? You see what's going on? You see where it starts? You see where the thing starts? Inside the Catholic Church. The priest in Riverside tell him, go and fix Trinidad business. I don't go to church 3 Sundays. Because this thing is going on. 3 Sundays I don't go. I usually go instead of paying, I don't pay. Because I can't deal with that. God don't like all these things. And we say we're a Christian nation. You don't get in no pastors and deacons come out and speak. We'll call your station and say, Master Carl, my name is so-and-so. Deacon from this church. And what's going on in Grenada? You have people are crying out. The same people are bringing $1 and putting it in the plate when the Sunday come. And people suffering and nobody. Or they say Dr. Mitchell this and that. That was, as one of the former callers say, that's the best thing. That's the best thing that happened for Grenada. Because that man used to know when he give people work, they come and they spend it on the ground. Everybody used to make $1 when they get a fortnight pay. Nothing now. Nothing. And I do get into every 2 weeks. Good afternoon, Grenada. And I don't want nobody call my phone. I want none of you all so-called friends that have called my phone and tell me nothing. Because some of you already see my needs. And none of you don't stretch on. I help it more than how you help me. I don't want nobody call my phone. Have a good evening, Massacre.
All right,
and I have something for you, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Okay. Igwe.
Anti-cam's behaving bad.
No, man, anti-cam just saying it as it is. Igwe. It ain't grimy.
You see?
So yes, Igwe.
Scared at all.
So, a few persons met me after the program on Friday because we spoke a little bit about Mr. Telesford and the NDC.
Youth.
Talking about bail not granted for being in possession of a firearm. Now, we always say, Igwe, lack of experience, arrogance, and lack of institutional knowledge is a problem. Mr. Telesford, you lack institutional knowledge and you came across with a sense of arrogance, and we know you inexperienced. Because what you're saying amounts to pre-trial incarceration. If you don't know, I'm teaching you now. If they don't tell you, I'm telling you now. Saying you go bring bail legislation and tantamount to pre-trial incarceration, which is unconstitutional. I don't know if you didn't monk, she was on the fall family, go tell you that. So you should desist from making this kind of pronouncement because it makes you ordinary. It makes people say, well, them and them don't know what they're talking about. And you don't want to have a government where people don't really believe in what they're saying. Because the head of the Prime Minister persons refer to him as Deacon, not Deacon Mitchell anymore, Deacon Mosley.
He name change.
Is that what they say?
He just name change quickly.
And you don't want to have the Honorable Prime Minister being labeled as such. So Mr. Telesford, that ought to be fixed. Because the Prime Minister said that, no, Mr. Telesford, because I realize you don't know, so I'll go a little patient with you. The grounds most prosecutors use in this country to deny a person bail, because bail is a recognition of a bond taken by a duly authorized person directing a person to attend court at a given date, place, and time to answer charges. Now, if the offense is a bailable one, you have to have a reason
not to give them bail,
or grounds not to give them bail, and not like how Mr. Telesford said, you go just bring legislation, which is pre-trial incarceration. Good afternoon, my friend Vanny Cohen. And Vanny, you must know that. The rest of the only field don't know that. Mom should know that, but I wonder why mom and them letting this thing just happen. Mom should know. Tanti should know. Vanny must know. But the king's son mightn't know. The mash-up phone by the pastor mightn't know. And then the one on the, he say he don't have incompetence. He speak to incompetence lacking and pay grade. So they won't know. But Vanny, you should know. You and mom of all persons should know. That's pre-trial incarceration. Mr. Glenn Charles, you should know that too. So I could advise Mr. Telesford, when he go and make this pronouncement, cease and desist from making this utter nonsensical utterances. And he's a man of the clock, you know. And he want to deny people constitutional rights, you know. And Vanish, you should tell him, Vanish, they go call you and tell you I call your name again. Yeah, I go call your name. We that good. The first grounds is flight risk. So would everybody who has illegal firearm in their possession a flight risk? Would everybody who have one and might be caught would have conviction of serious offenses or likely to repeat or on bail for similar offenses? Because these are the grounds they use to deny people bail. But I wonder if Mr. Telesford really know you have grounds to deny people bail when the Honorable Peter David was trying to bring some information to him. He said, nah, we go bring in legislation. You think it's just so? If that legislation go opposite to the Constitution, it's no legislation. But they won't tell you that. Because you don't have that institutional knowledge, you don't know. You really spoke from a platform of don't know. And that's what I tell you. And play that thing for me, the kakistocracy, because you have a serious kakistocracy. Because when you start telling us what I'm going to make that statement and I'm in public, you have to know it's a kakistocracy. So give me the kakistocracy. Let people understand the level of governance we have here. And incompetence. And a failed state. Because we have to speak on the failed state still. You have it, Igwe? Yeah, we have to speak on the, we have plenty of receipts we have, so? We have to speak on the failed state. Yeah.
And I think this is how we describe our government. This is a real word. It's not made up.
Okay.
It has Greek origins. It is called a kakistocracy. Google it. A kakistocracy.
Surely you're making things up now.
Google it.
I mean, I love the word, but what is the meaning?
Okay. You Google it, and you tell me the meaning.
Okay.
And tell me this does not adequately describe our government.
Now I'm typing kaki into my work computer.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Kakistocracy.
Kakistocracy.
Kakistocracy. And give me the definition.
Literally, a government by the worst people.
Yes.
A government by the least suitable or competent citizens of a state. Okay, so full of the kaki people.
It's not
I can't believe it's an actual word.
And it's not even an Afrikaans word you'd think where kak comes from. Hey?
Wow.
What do you call a parliament full of these people? A cupcase.
Ah, he enjoyed that.
Yes, Igwe.
So Igwe, so when you hear Mr. Telesford make those things, you have to know he's one of the least competent, least suitable. You have something there?
No.
You will take a little break and come back.
Yes, sir.
From the north, covering south, east, and west. This is Real FM.
Tell me candid, be too wicked, far too crooked. That is the frequent comment I hear. Too one-sided, underhanded, can't be trusted. This is the opinion, ear to ear. For their own abuses, they keep making excuses. Housing crack up over, they unleash the lawyer. Set up an false paper screw. I don't need more close to tell them go. Hurry, pack up your bundle now. Stop fooling the people. The country taking a beating. So maybe I repeating. Go. They like a natural disaster. 10 times worse than Ebola. Like a dog with fleas and tongue on their knees. And I'm begging, go now. And I did warn we. Prophesy to the country. Streams turn into rivers, then into seas. Is why I'm singing. Go now. This is my humble petition. Announce the date for election. Go now, please. Accidental, detrimental, could be lethal. Are you willing to take that chance? Much too seedy, they too greedy, eyes too beady. Honeymoon end before the romance. We expect corruption, but now without check or interruption. That a few might stuff the pocket, but not racket by the pocket. From the constant comments, we get no recess. Before things fall apart and the riot starts. Even in chutney, I'll tell them go. Make it sooner than later. To protect the future, please. For the sake of we children and the next generation. Go. To safeguard our image. Before Griffith cause more damage. Like a dog with fleas and tongue on the knees. And I'm begging, go now. They try to stick me with reach me. They have more trick than Houdini. Streams turn into rivers, then into seas. That's why I'm singing. Go now. Please, Mrs. Kamla. Go now. Take Munila and Sharma. Go now, please. Them and their minions, total villains, raking millions. Their slogan, we shall rise, it was so true. Tell John Public not to panic while them and they sidekick. Swimming in a pool of dollars so blue. Like meat-eating vulture, they neglect agriculture. Mega fans of phony, Mama Guy Caroni, Man Glenn and Sharma. Face to face with the karma. And it was awful, gone through it to pull. Don't need a big mouth to tell them go. Watch her and see they just follow now. Before we regret tomorrow, please. You're setting a bad example. Family values they trample. Go. It's only vice they desire now. Before the 5 years expire. Like a dog with fleas and tongue on the knees. And a bleeding go now. Before we end in bankruptcy. Before they empty the treasury. Streams turn into rivers, then into seas. It's why I'm bleeding go now. Immediately. And don't forget your AG go now, please. Love to quarrel, always oral, highly immoral. They let the good doctor starve to death. Used to court him, once support him, no road to point for him. But once in power, they quickly forget. They love confrontation, so no mediation. The case by the Privy Council, but the warriors is settled. You see, you could make a fortune, filling up a lagoon. The environment is boost out its people too. Is why I want them go. With them old lies they peddling now. It's only PR they selling. They wouldn't tell me the whole truth. The man just wanted a reroute. Before they carve out a mountain. Before the cost we start counting like a dog with fleas, a dog on their knees. And I'm is why I'm singing. Tell Munilal and Suruch, it's best they seek refuge. Go now, please.
From the north, covering.
You cannot tell me that you care about the persons who you work with if you put them in a position where they are unable to get a mortgage, they are unable to buy a car, because you are giving them deliberately 6-month and 12-month contracts because you do not wish to pay them any benefits, because you do not wish to pay them any pensions. That is poverty. That is confining you to a life of poverty. Second, a state will degenerate and will become a failed state if the government is unable to deliver the services that it is expected to deliver to its citizens. And therefore, you must have a public service that is motivated, trained, and resourced to do its job as a public service. If you systematically go about destroying the public service, you are systematically going about destroying your nation. That's the reality. And so, there cannot be two public services operating. One on quote-unquote contract and another public service. There could only be one public service. And I think in my response, you will get what my answer is. That is something that will end once the National Democratic Congress forms the next government.
Another morsel I eat.
You can't help it.
How much months now? Or 22 months now in office. And this government has not delivered.
Now is that thing you have to continue, you know?
Yeah, what the government
you know that?
The government has not delivered. What the Grenadian public has expected of them. And in the words of the present Prime Minister, Mr. Mosley, the people are not being given opportunity based on merit. And that is a fact. You're not being elevated or given your fair share because of hard work. You either have to be a friend of the government, you either have to be a family member or a family member of a friend of the government or an associate to be given anything. Promotion is solely based on politics right now. Okay, when people did not do nothing and they end up to be the #1 public servant by not doing nothing. Contracts are being awarded based on who they know you support politically. So the government is not delivering anyway what is expected of them. He spoke to the police.
The police.
Tell them vote for the future. But right now they realize that was just papi show. He tell them vote for the colleagues. And whilst we at it, Mr. Prime Minister, you promised the rural constables, if they are so elevated to being a constable, when they decide to retire, the services will be joined and the rural constable service would be afforded them. But you have about 8 to 10 persons who are since retired and the services are yet to be joined. But the problem is there are some who retired, but because you believe they're singing on the same hymn sheet politically, they receive the joining service. Nepotism again. The working conditions has not improved for the public servants. We talk about the nurses. We talk about the police. We talk about people all in inland revenue in the financial complex. With the police, Igwe, working conditions has not improved because the Prime Minister promised them Wi-Fi on the West.
Up to now.
Up to now, they waiting still. Human in Central Police Station, they say the gas stove are one walking burner.
Nah, man.
The place is infested with rodents.
Nah, man.
And roaches. And the thing about it now, people go say, well, Master Carl, why now you're saying that? Because the present Prime Minister, before the election, he knew of all these problems. 22 months in, he's fixing it. But, give Mr. Lennox and George plenty money and surplus. Because I play in that clip and people you have money by their admission, so they just being bad-minded equally.
See, we are surplus.
In fact, Mr. Speaker, I would even go further. From a pure economic point of view and a pure economic analysis point of view to indicate the performance of government. If I had my way, I will introduce a new performance indicator in addition to what is there in the bill. And that one is referred to as the current account balance. And the current account balance is the difference between your current revenues and your current expenditure. And your current revenues are your tax revenues and your non-tax revenues. Yeah? And I've already explained what is your current expenditure. When you subtract your current revenues from the current expenditure, you obtain your current account balance. Mr. Speaker, that current account balance, from our numbers I would have recollected, has always been positive, and it as high as 5% of gross domestic product, which means that we have millions of dollars, which means that the government and our government has been able to collect enough revenue, tax and non-tax, to pay wages and salaries, to pay goods and services, to pay interest payments, and to pay transfer and subsidies, and still have a lot of money left. We call it a surplus. And that surplus could go directly, if you so desire, go directly into meeting your capital needs. Good? It could go directly into meeting your capital needs.
Yes, he
It could go directly into your capital needs. So the police station and them the condition.
The capital needs it.
Yeah, like capital projects. So why is this government not putting the money into capital needs according to Mr. Andrew? Why? That's the big question. Does it mean that they really don't care? Igwe? Because you can't have in all the surplus. And the hospital in Maryville is in that condition. You cannot have in all the surplus. And Central Police Station is in that situation. St. David's Police Station. Grenville Police Station. Victoria Police Station. Grand Ride Police Station, the one in the Nutmeg Pool. Guelph Police Station, anytime tide high, the station feeling like you fall into the sea.
I receipt for that too, you know. They really talk, you know.
So why is the millions not being used for capital project?
Good afternoon.
Yes, Giveaway. Master Carl talking about they have one burner in Central Police Station, and he good. Master Carl, you know why he good? Some of them get a khaki pants and a khaki shirt, and a little stick under their arm, they walking in tongue swinging it. And some get a three stripe. Because under Dr. Mitchell, he give them certain position when they was there. But now, they give them the khaki shirt and the khaki pants and a little stick, and they walking in tongue like a King Kong with a two hand open up. You understand? Them don't care about their colleagues, them don't care about this one burner that walk in. If they care and they love their other colleagues, They would have reported, but they don't care about that. They care about the khaki pants and the khaki shirt they give them and the 3 stripe on the shoulder. So I don't want to man. I don't stripe for the police. I don't stripe for some of them. I stripe for some of them. And Deacon Richard must put more pressure on them. I know they don't like me. I don't care about that. Because I live in here and I see what's going on. Here working men are working hard. They're working real hard, police officers, under NNP time. And now, and they push them in a corner. And them hypocrite on them that take all the marijuana and make people take in innocent jail. They give them position. They're in jail still. And they give them position in the Grenada police force. I don't sorry for them. I want to get a Jamaican commissioner of police. Any Jamaican that listening to Miss Camille Teresa Scott, apply for the job and come in Grenada and get that job as the commissioner of police to deal with them in Grenada. That is my plea this afternoon. Come and apply and let Deacon Mitchell as the Prime Minister give them. Don't give them nothing on the vote. Some of them take some of them Grenadian police officers under Dr. Mitchell. They take retirement thing, all and NDC come and they go back to work. Hypocrite. They go back to work. A lot of them. I just know in with Mr. Martin. Mr. Martin, stay where you getting double and triple. And they pay you in US dollars. That's what they paying you with. Are you two so greedy? Are you so greedy in Grenada? Are you find out you didn't getting enough? Are you make mischief? Mr. Cohen, you don't get no commissioner of police in Grenada. Because them police and the poor don't like you. You could wear all the badge on you on your chest. They have to stay. I don't get that. They can think they can stupid. They can don't give them. Don't give them no position. I don't vote for you. Don't give them. Bad mind. I do bad mind because Dr. Mitchell give all you, put all your values on, you turn back. And you pause that vote, and when they don't vote, they say we win the election. I see NNP supporters. I see some of them from that village up here. Grandma and Happy Hill. And Pumpkin Isle. They had big jobs with NNP. Now they're under NDC wings. You know, one man I will always call him from the time NDC win the election, Mr. Bentley, they work for them. Some of them they're under their wings. So when the lady call and say, go to village and go in front door, a lot of them don't vote in for NNP again. Because you know what they're saying? I listen, I could call their name, I won't call their name. Because I don't want nobody to the radio station. I listen to them. Why Dr. Mitchell didn't give somebody else? If he moved there, they would have win the election. Grenadians, I would trust. They think with them people, they think they're good. They think they're good. Nobody don't buy in me. Nobody don't buy in me. I remember kindness. I remember when I was down and out, when Peter and Mr. Mitchell, Mr. and Ben good afternoon. These are the people that keep me and help me, and I will never turn back on them. I don't want nothing from y'all. As much as I need help with me to get medical, I don't want nothing from all you. I don't want nothing from y'all. I don't care what all you say. I don't want. I will never be ungrateful to Mr. David and them. Never. And Dr. Mitchell. Never in the history of Grenada. I don't care what somebody had to pay for your wickedness. I do bad mind. Bad mind. Have a good evening. I don't call him back G-Boy. I have to say what they had in conscience.
Yeah, man.
They do bad mind. Man. I live in Grenada and G-Boy and I see. I know and Dr. Mitchell, you have an ugly one a driving bus. Dr. Mitchell give him strike. They help him. No, they just run them out. He's too old. He's too old now. I will take oldness. Take oldness now in the fire station.
So they're getting young.
Yes, let us steady. Tell how you get him. Mr. Deacon Mitchell, I always say I want to meet you face to face. I want to tell you, don't give them no position. Let them wear the button. All them button they have on them pieces that thing and a stripe. Take it in your tail and the foot. I know you want to block me up. I ain't gonna sell no marijuana and I ain't gonna cost nobody when you passing for you to charge me. Because I don't know that already. You want in the terminal, She praying to lock me up. But she get to lock her up instead before me. Anyway, have a good evening.
Blessed.
Yeah.
Our policewomen and men, ensure that you go early to the polls. Ensure that you vote for your future. Ensure that you vote for your fellow colleague. Ensure that you vote for improved working conditions. Ensure that you vote for police stations that are deserving of human habitation. Ensure that you vote for police stations that are covered by galvanized and not tarpaulin. Ensure that you vote for a police station that gives you a comfortable bed to sleep in. Ensure that you vote for insurance so that when the vehicles you are traveling in meets in an accident, you are covered. Ensure that you vote for the salary scale adjustment that has not taken place since 1995, since this incumbent came into power. Ensure that you vote for your pensions. So police officers, I call upon you to make sure that you vote for a professional police force where you are rewarded, treated with dignity, and where you rise through the ranks based on merit and not based on who you are married to.
No.
Can you play that again over here? Because I never hear you.
Officers, our policewomen and men, ensure that you go early to the polls. Ensure that you vote for your future. Ensure that you vote for your fellow colleague. Ensure that you vote for improved working conditions. Ensure that you vote for police stations that are deserving of human habitation. Ensure that you vote for police stations that are covered by galvanized and not tarpaulin. Ensure that you vote for a police station that gives you a comfortable bed to sleep in. Ensure that you vote for insurance so that when the vehicles you are traveling in meets in an accident, you are covered. Ensure that you vote for the salary scale adjustment that has not taken place since 1995, since this incumbent came into power. Ensure that you vote for your pensions. So police officers, I call upon you to make sure that you vote for a professional police force where you are rewarded, treated with dignity, and where you rise through the ranks based on merit and not based on who you are married to.
Let me start with the first one. The police vote for you because you win. So, how come the police are still in the same working condition? Let me take it.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Blessings.
And a pleasant afternoon to your listening audience.
Hey.
You know, Massacre, after listening to the utterances of Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell prior to the election, and after listening to some of his present ministers of government prior to the election, they would have promised
everything.
So many things.
They promised everything.
They would have pointed out so many consistencies. Do you know, sometimes I'm starting to think that, like, the NDC didn't expect to win the election. You know, that is the conclusion I come to. Because the amount of issues that they pointed out, and the amount of promises that they make, and, you know, the confidence they put in some of these individuals that if they win the election, this thing will happen. And it has not materialized to date. I'm telling you. And most of it will not materialize in the first term. So it puts them in a very, very, very difficult situation. I don't know how they will solve it, how they will rectify it, or how they will work around it. But it put them in a very difficult position. Now, the other thing, after I listened to Mr. Lennox Andrews, what I'm saying is that I want you to tell me what the government would have put in place in the last 2 years what would have been some of the decision that this government would have made in order to generate this kind of positive outlook. You understand? Surplus. You understand? Positive growth. Tell me, what you would have done that you could point to so you can say to us, we did this and it as a result, and this what we done in the last 2 years is as a result of what you see taking place now. You know what I mean, right? The last point I want to raise here is this. Our present commissioner, I don't know the gentleman, I don't know his background. I just see him appear on TV a couple times. But what I'm saying is that after we had a gentleman like Mr. Martin, when I listen to the gentleman now, like I say, I don't know his academic background, I don't know his coming and going. But all I'm saying is that it seems that we make 2 steps back.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't find the gentleman, is on top of his game in terms of answering certain questions that have been posed to him. You know what I mean? And this thing kind of puzzles me. My last quick point here, I'm telling you, with all the inconsistencies of the government, present administration, with all the constructive criticism, Master Carl, that you, Mr. Pierre, and others have laid against them, which I believe is also justified. But I'm telling you, what we need as supporters of the NNP is a convention and put in place the next leader and deputy leader of the party so people could rally around them going forward. You understand? They can start to put their groups and put the necessary things, mechanism in place for them to work with. Because, what I'm saying, because this thing puzzles me, man. I'm trying to figure out exactly what is going on. Because I don't believe under any circumstances Dr. Mitchell is going to go back. I just don't see that happening. For me, this is an impossibility, based on my common sense way of categorizing things.
Okay.
And we have the people in the party, in the present administration now that you can put in place that, in my opinion, will literally guarantee a victory for the NNP in the next election. But if we fail to do that, I'm telling you, we will be handing the election back to the NDC. Have a pleasant day, gentlemen.
Play that clip again for me, Eagle.
Officers, or policewomen and men, ensure that you go early to the polls. Ensure that you vote for your future. Ensure that you vote for your fellow colleague. Ensure that you vote for improved working conditions. Ensure that you vote for police stations that are deserving of human habitation. Ensure that you vote for police stations that are covered by galvanized and not tarpaulin. Ensure that you vote for a police station that gives you a comfortable bed to sleep in. Ensure that you vote for insurance so that when the vehicles you are traveling in meets in an accident, you are covered. Ensure that you vote for the salary scale adjustment that has not taken place since 1995, since this incumbent came into power. Ensure that you vote for your pensions. So police officers, I call upon you to make sure that you vote for a professional police force where you are rewarded, treated with dignity, and where you rise through the ranks based on merit and not based on who you are married to.
That sounds so stupid, eh? Rising through the ranks. And what is being done now presently with promotion. And it is believed that persons have been promoted, even those who are walking right by you, sir. Those right in your detail. What is the merit you use to promote them? Because you know all about promotion by merit. They married to somebody you know. So, Igwe, insurance for vehicles. You know, take the car.
Hey, man.
Hey.
This man no shame to see what he's saying, eh? You don't see what he do tough up here? Eh?
But tough up here, he talking about since that time, you know. So he
Yeah,
go,
well, you don't see what he do tough up here.
so he went
Well,
into
man,
the thing with malice, you know.
Yeah.
You call that malice aforethought, you know.
Yeah. That man really hate you in the heart, you know. I don't know, I'm talking about the PN grade. He give police the PN grade.
The mama guy in them.
The only mama guy in the damn police officers and the man that's talking about that nonsense. If you know every time I hear that man's voice, I want to vomit, you know.
No.
That man making me upset.
You see now, we must remind the people what they said.
Yeah, I agree.
We have to remind the people, and we have to remind the people the actions don't match the words.
I agree, but that man has upset me bad. Because that man don't say this man lying. He don't honest, he dishonest. Everything in that man is how you look at that man. You don't see the kind of shot smile, you don't get this kind of cat smile.
The person is doing dead already.
I feel that man. I don't know where that man come out. You know, trust me. I don't know who sent that man. You know, that man just only punishing Grenadians. All what that man doing is just spiteful. Anyway, Ketan, take it easy, boy.
Alright. Best spite, Igwe. So police now. Let me take it.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
This gentleman that always talking about convention. A horrible never build a good name. And who tell him there won't be a convention? All you have to do is to wait and see. Pray, take your time. There will be a convention. So what? Put a loudspeaker in your mouth and yap. Okay, we're having convention so and so time and we're going to have it and we're planning. Let the people plan their thing. Let them make sure that they settle everything. And when the time is right, they would say when the convention will be. So why are they trying to jump the gun?
Grenadians.
Have some patience. A horrible never be a good name. Okay then.
Yeah, what I would say, caller, persons are entitled to their opinion. That don't mean we have to agree. Yes, Igwe. So thanks for your contribution, caller. In terms of insurance for vehicles, as it is now, the insurance is in a particular. Not everybody who rides in a vehicle is entitled to insurance. Now the Prime Minister now knew that since before he became Prime Minister. He's a lawyer, he knows what he has to do. But 22 months on, nothing has been done. My issue is simply this, and one will say most of these problems and them existed before, and I agree. And it's a work in progress, and I agree. But he was bold enough to say you fix everything. He was bold enough because he knew Igwe. All of these issues.
Or they told him, someone told him.
And then a lot of these issues, part of fixing it is finance, money. And Lennox Andrew say they have money in surplus, millions. So if you have the money, how come you're fixing pay and grade? How come you're fixing the insurance for police vehicles? How come you're fixing police station? And not even the building, but the in thing, heating, the heat fans or ACs,
Yeah, the AC.
or beds. Fix your molds in some other building. Fix it because you have more money based on Lennox Andrew, and you have it in surplus. So you have the money in surplus. You could have taken 22 million to fight for independence. And then now the one chance of the exchequer giving, and the bad thing out it is on paper, so you can see you didn't see that. 7.5 not accounted for. So when you listen to these people, it makes you realize by going that make a mistake. They lie without limit. They only fix their friends and family by I don't know. Yeah, there you go. Good afternoon. Hey.
Hello.
Hi, what's up?
What's up?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, what's up?
What's up?
Yeah, make your point now. Listen on the phone.
Yeah, I there, man. I there listening you.
Okay. I didn't hear you for a little while, man.
I did, man. You know the thing go. You know.
The man say all that about the police. Lennox and you say you have a lot of money, but yet still they don't do nothing for the police. Then they're taking all the powers of the commissioner. He is the licensing authority, now they passing the decision saying how to do it. So I don't know.
So are you telling me that, because I'm listening to what you're playing there and I'm trying to figure out if the administration or the person speaking just don't like the police? Because if they were aware of all these issues and you were able to campaign on it, I mean, it's the first time the police was used in a campaign. And I guess it worked. I mean, you can't really blame the police officers hearing someone campaigning all of that and highlighting the problems and saying that they're going to take care of the problems. But my question to you, though, those that were supplying the information to the campaign, what are they saying now? What are they saying now? Because they obviously, somebody on the inside or persons on the inside would have had to be supplying the gentleman with these information
details
from within, these details. And everything was listed. I mean, although when he was listing it, there was a pause. There was a noticeable pause.
Yeah.
And then he talked about
he was wondering how to coach what he want to say.
Right. So now that you're in the driver's seat and the problems, because earlier on I hear you say the problems still exist, and I beg to differ with you. I think the problems had gotten worse, because in that list that he was calling out, he didn't say that police don't have supplies right now in terms of baton and handcuffs and other equipment.
The storeroom, he didn't say stores.
And exactly, and he didn't talk about boots. And right now we know police don't even have shoes.
You have to learn shoes or buy your own shoes.
Borrow shoes from one another for patrol. So again, is it we just say what we wanted to say to get the police voted, but we really didn't care about the police and to hell with the police? I don't know. I'm asking you as a former police officer.
Promotion right now based on who is your friend.
Oh, that's what it is? But he spoke about that, not based on who you're married to, right? He said,
ask him how much persons are walking by him or get promotion or didn't do exam. And he's talking about promotion on merit. Ask him. You and him was friends once, I guess he will listen to you.
I don't know, man. That should probably seal already. Not for my part, but probably on his part. He don't want nothing to do with me. Probably, maybe you feel I speak too much about the police and other issues that's happening in the country. But it's very interesting. It's interesting that we are worse off in the police force that was lauded than in 2022. You take it one way and it's supposed to be improved because that was campaigned upon. You campaigned on that.
And listen, what is so vulgar about this statement about you will be elevated not on who you married to, and there is this information going around where it is intended a promotion is in the making for some people who members of the RGPF are saying those persons are unduly familiar with persons of the hierarchy. So the whole issue, well, you better to marry than to be unduly familiar.
Well, I guess. I mean, maybe.
And the police ordinance speak about being unduly familiar. He call it fraternizing.
Well, it is fraternizing, and in any military or paramilitary organization, fraternization is a big no-no.
Well, so I don't know.
That's a big no-no. But listen, Master Carl, the whole issue of promotion based on who you're married to, we're not going to go there because, you and I both know we could pinpoint persons that were promoted since 2022 based on who they were married on. But again, I think right now we have more integral problems in the police force than to even pinpoint one or two persons.
Now, the whole moral of the force has gone down.
Well, Well, I mean, it's
Succession planning is something he spoke about, but what we see his answer for succession planning is basically to bring back retirees, and that is not succession planning. You know, but what is so thing? I just want to shift gear a bit. With the Chancellor of the Exchequer, the Minister of Finance, in his utterances, he said he don't want to put his foot in the mouth, but I don't know what he put in the mouth.
My brother, I mean, I want to know. I mean, we all sometimes, you know, we get paid and we miss $50, $100, and we trying to account for it. But I'm trying to figure out how $7.5 million could be accounted for. I mean, that's a big amount of money. We ain't talking $750. We ain't talking $75. We ain't even talking $7,500. We ain't talking $750,000. $7.5 million unaccounted for. I mean, to begin with, the budget for that. I mean, given the state of the youth, right, in this country, given the states of the police force, given the states of the vulnerable, $22.5 million or even $15 million, whichever number you want to go with, is still a lot for just independence celebration. We do have to celebrate. It was 50 years. We do have to celebrate. We do have to recognize it. But there are pressing needs facing us in the country now than to take all this money. I mean, I am looking at some of these figures, right? And you talking somebody in charge of the committee for the independence. You're giving that person $10,000 a month. I want to know where's our sense of patriotism, because there's no way. I mean, I could only speak for me and know how I feel about this little rock of ours and the commitment and the sacrifices that I have made. And I was under the assumption that a lot of us felt this way or that way about this country. So somebody sitting there in an office twiddling the thumb saying this is the idea, we should do this and we should do, and you pay that person $10,000 a month.
And not only that, you know, 10,000 plus 9,919,
I mean, that's
plus
I mean,
4,500, 4,500, like 9,000, like 28 plus 4,000, 28 and 2 is 30, 33,000, 37, 40, 43, 44, 46, almost $50,000 a month, when that same committee used to be volunteerism.
My friend, I mean,
and apart from that, he spoke about he go stop nepotism, but find out those persons on the committee. Who are their friends?
We see.
Who are their associates and who are their family?
We see.
Nepotism
and companies that were just formed just as a result of
and
money.
And apart from that, the companies that are just formed.
But
the one they don't telling us.
Money. I mean, come on. It's our money. This is not listen, the government don't print money, you know. The government don't have a money tree. It is our tax money. Our money that's earned from tax and non-tax revenue that they are giving away like that. Like
and they're not telling us who they give $500,000 for decoration. Because they know. But we know and we know.
And it will come to light.
So when you see these companies just registered, getting all these monies, and you look at the beneficial owners of this company and their affiliation to the cabinet. I don't talking about the party, you know. The cabinet of Grenada is their friends, their associates, and could be family or family off. That is corruption in its clearest form.
I mean, I can't look. We get it. We understand.
I've never seen this thing, you know.
We understand what happened in 2022. People wanted a change, and the people spoke for a change. But the people did not want a change where people come in and pilfer and rip us off and rob us and decide that the country's revenue belongs to them and they could do whatever they want. We understand that the NDC do not care about poor people and vulnerable people. They don't even want you to say the word poor people and vulnerable.
That's vexing them.
But they exist among us. I spent a lot of years in the United States of America, and the United States of America, who is the world superpower when it comes to finances and economics and help everybody around the world, recognizes that they are poor people. And I could tell you, for the job that I did, I could take you in some real poor areas, right? We're not just talking New York. I was in the military also. I could take you to states like New Orleans, Mississippi, Alabama, and these places where I did work with the military in poor areas. So it's nonsense that they try to make us feel that there's no poor people in Grenada. Yes, there's a lot, because every time you walk the street, you go in the supermarket, 6 o'clock in the morning, the phone is ringing that mothers cannot put food on the table for 2 or 3 kids, right? And you are taking this money and spending it like, well, all right, we in charge and we're going to just do what we want, but yet it's only 8 or 9 or 10 persons benefiting. No, it is supposed to spread throughout the length and breadth of Grenada. You take some paint and you put up the place and tell us, oh, that's transformation. Utter nonsense. Utter nonsense.
They need to explain transformation to the public.
Well, I think they have abandoned that whole transformation agenda, because the only way that they are transforming is through black and white paint, and obviously they know that people are hurting right now.
And they paint all kind of cocoa tree and mango tree on the road, on the side of the road, but they don't paint any hump on them in the road. But listen this. Honestly, I expected a level of corruption, because a lot of them I went inside, they didn't work before. But to that level and the brazen nature of corruption, I didn't expect it.
Well, Master Carl, I'm with you, right? I wouldn't say I expected it, because I guess I'm a bit naive in that regard, that I feel everybody that come forward to serve supposed to come forward from a good place in their heart, right? You're supposed to want to help this country develop and not about yourself. But you are right in a way. If a man doesn't have $1 and you give him $1, he probably might look to secure himself first. However, I still think, seeing that there's a top lawyer, right? There was a top corporate lawyer that is now head of this country, and is a man that had integrity. So I cannot see how, the blatantness of what's happening is happening under his watch. I didn't foresee it. I did not foresee it, because we supposed to all, again, I go back to the fact that we're supposed to all love this country and want to see the best for this country. So when you take in the whole hog for yourself, to benefit you and your friends and the persons that are most needed, and some of them that voted for you to be there, that 10,000 vote swing that caused the NDC to win that election, who they think are these people?
Yeah, but let me put it in local understanding. Look at the money they pay these people on this committee, over $50,000 a month. And they say it's for 1 year. But only 1 day, the public wanted to make a little money on Independence Day, and they took the permission.
Shut it down. Well, but the reason why they shut it down is because, again, they're the ones that are making the money. And the reason why they shut it down is because at the end of the night, there was some big fete somewhere that they figure from the Queen's Park, everybody would ended up there. Again, it's the whole class thing. There was no proof that was submitted with the answer to those questions, right? So these were just numbers that were put there. So who knows? They say they had to get in 10,000. For all we know, he or she could have been getting 15,000, 20,000, because the same person that answered the question is the same person that made, I don't want to say made an error, but it's the same person that cannot account for 7.5.
But they mention a foot in mouth. They don't want to put a foot in their mouth. You happen to be a guy who knows about promoting shows and so on. Right?
Yes, I know a little something.
So the news on the ground is simply this. So much persons from the diaspora are seeking permission to have shows for this carnival that the regular people like the Talpries and the Boises and others are forced to start advertising very early in fear that they might not get a date. How could this be fair?
Well, it definitely can be fair, and you are absolutely right. Yesterday I was in the sports. My young one had sports in Queen's Park yesterday, and I was sitting there and in conversing with another parent who is a well-known promoter on the island, was sharing that same sentiment with me, and I was like, well, that shouldn't even be a question, because year in, year out, you guys are here. You guys only do your thing around carnival time. And I mean, that should not even be a question. And yes, basically he was telling me he has like 2 events that he does for the season. And he was telling me he's not even sure if he's going to get permission and all of that to do the event.
You understand?
Supposedly Spice Mass is in control, and they're going to be authorizing. And then he pointed out that one of the main directors in Spice Mass, because maybe the person that's there in name is probably just the name as chairman, but the real shot is being called by someone in New York. He didn't say there's someone in New York is calling the real shots, and they're the ones that would be determining who gets what, when, and why.
You understand? And that is the crux of the matter. So the question is, because the Prime Minister say if the government is not delivering to the expectation of the public, that is a failed state. That is his words, not mine.
And he also told us that if they're not performing, to call him directly and let him know.
Well, you don't take in call, you don't want to be scrutinized. Because you'll be away so long, you don't know how to reach him either.
Oh, right, and the long distance reach is kind of high for us to call in truth. I got it. So what is he doing about the failed state? Because he articulated very well, if this is not happening and that is not happening, it's a failed state. So any word on what we're doing to rectify the failed state?
I don't know, no?
Well, things are worse off than we actually think, Master.
Yeah, man. And that's what is a cockystocracy, you know. Government by the least suitable people, and we're seeing that every day.
Yes.
Because another thing I want you might got something. Mr. Telesford make some pronouncement about bail, they go bring legislation. But how could a sane person and one in government make such utter rubbish, ram-goat statement to deliberately deprive the people of the constitutional right?
Well,
how not?
I don't think it's. I won't say to deprive the people of the constitutional rights, because look, I'm no lawyer. I never studied law. I probably took a couple law classes, but any sane person know that there are 3 branches to government, right? You have the executive, the judiciary, and the legislative, right?
Yes.
And they're supposed to operate independent
of each other. Yeah.
Right? So if he's not the speaker of the House, but he's the leader of government.
Leader of government business.
He's part of the legislative branch of government.
Yes.
And he cannot, him and absolutely no one else, including the Attorney General and the Prime Minister, who is a lawyer, cannot dictate to the judiciary how to carry out matters of the court. So to sit there and say Tom Jones was locked up for a gun, he's not getting bail, is utter nonsense.
Because what he did was simply tantamount to pre-trial incarceration, which is unconstitutional.
Well, it's unconstitutional, and not only that, and our Prime Minister knows that such laws,
I don't feel he know.
Such rulings.
He's not a criminal guy. You don't know.
But such
because he sat there and he didn't say nothing.
Well, hold on. We'll go back. Such rulings have already made it up to the Privy Council, and where the Privy Council have already ruled that such rulings is unconstitutional. So you must grant bail. Listen, the whole world is in bail reform. If you can follow what's going on in New York right now, like it or hate it. Whether you like it, whether you support bail reform it's a thing in the world right now.
And not only bail reform, he also spoke to sentencing, and he have sentencing guidelines. Because if a man commit a crime and he goes to court and plead guilty, the sentences say he's entitled to 1/3 discount. So when they say about maximum in jail, I don't know how them men and them could say these things and for people to hear.
Well, Master Carl, I'll tell you why. Again, you had the leader of government business stood up there and say that the government or you get locked up and there's zero
bail.
There's zero bail and they are not giving anything to the perpetrators, right? But when the Prime Minister spoke, what did he say? What did he say? During the amnesty, the leader of government business was saying during the amnesty they are not paying and they are not giving you anything, right? When the Prime Minister spoke, what did he say? He said the fact that you are not getting arrested means that you are getting
incentive.
Something. That is the incentive. That is the quid pro quo, right? The quid pro quo. But again, you have the guy stand up and talk and say, "Oh, we're not giving anything."
No. But what the Prime Minister forget, who conveniently didn't say, the Attorney General say every firearm recovered will be tested, and if found in a rise, investigation will commence, and persons could go behind bars.
Master Carl,
so that disincentive to his incentive.
Well, I can tell you for a fact there's persons in that administration that Attorney General cannot advise. They would not take advice from her, and we would leave it.
Well, I know about that.
I can tell you that for a fact.
She cannot advise the head honcho.
But
I said it.
But more interestingly, there was also another MP that stood up and was trying to school the Honorable Peter David, right? The Honorable Peter David, who is a practicing lawyer at the time. I didn't even calculate it like how much years he's practicing, but I know in 1999, I think I was selling a house in New York.
No, you've been around a long time.
The point is, in New York City, he was already a criminal lawyer with his own office, because when I was selling that property in 1999, he was the attorney.
But remember,
and he only did it because the Grenadian connection, but his criminal law he was doing in New York City. But you have this young gentleman that told us he had to go back to school to get an education, to even sit at the table, trying to tell a lawyer.
But this backslider, what you're referring to, started by saying, go hard or go home, so you already know you don't know what he's talking about.
Oh my God.
Since he said go hard or go home, you know this guy don't adding nothing to the discussion.
But in the wider context, Master Carl, this is the reason why this administration is failing, because they are egotistical, they are arrogant, and they are ignorant,
and they
are not willing to learn, and they don't know.
All right, Carl.
When I said to you guys that the top echelon of the force, they don't know what's going on, and they're clueless. People where I said, no, they would like, take it easy on the but it's true. Why are we looking for a new commissioner right now? Why? Because the top echelon of the force is clueless as to what's going on.
All right, Carl. Thanks for your insightful information.
Welcome,
take care, man. We coming to the end later. All right, take care. That was some food for thought, Igor. You don't have to watch that. You see, we have to educate the people on the misstep of the government. We can't don't let the people know, because that we here for, to bring facts. Yes, you are calling?
No, I'll ask them.
Okay. You have something to play for me there,
Additional changes at the senior management. Mr. Jesmond Prince will be on contract for a 1-year period, as well as Mr. John Charles. Mr. Prince will hold the title of Deputy Commissioner of Police during that period, and Mr. Charles, Assistant Commissioner of Police. But really this morning is primarily about the retirement.
So the year up, so I want to see what will happen.
Our next contract again?
I don't know, you want to see. So Igwe, well, the program was a nice one.
Yeah, it was good.
We had good participation. And as usual, the information.
Hold on, let's squeeze
Let me
this
take- yeah,
one call.
yeah.
You've been trying to call us.
Hola?
Hello?
Hello?
Get on the WhatsApp. Give me one. Hello?
Afternoon.
Hey.
I get on late. Sorry. Master Call, I need to talk to you.
And you have my number?
Yeah.
Yes, but listen to me. Only now, a few minutes ago, I started getting the program
Okay.
clear.
Okay.
Because I complain over and over that I don't get the program around here.
Okay.
I'll talk to you, Master Call.
All right. Okay. Take care.
Interesting program this evening.
Well, thank you very
People are
kindly.
listening. People are making sense.
Yes.
Take care of your guys' self.
All right. So we go
Very
chat.
good, sir.
Yes, Eagle.
You will chat. You have to chat.
From the north, covering south, east, and west. This is Real FM.
You tell me candidly, too wicked, far too crooked. That is the frequent comment I hear. Too one-sided, underhanded, can't be trusted.